we're live.
No. Hi,
You are
friends.
live.
I am live.
Yes.
All right. Hi, friends. It has been a long 8 weeks. We left the last Friday in May, and today is July 27th. My birthday's tomorrow, and we are heading home tonight so I can be home for my birthday. And today, while we were driving home, I knew that I needed to go live in my regular Anchor Moments YouTube channel because I do a weight loss book club. And I also thought, wow, what a great opportunity that we could answer questions while we're still traveling in our van and we're almost home after 8 weeks on the road doing van life in a Ford Transit Embassy RV Dolphin S. And if I can't answer a question, I bet Jeff can. We can give you some tips and tricks for RVing. And we are new RVers. We did not ever travel in an RV until we got our Embassy RV Dolphin S Ford Transit van. And we have had a lot of adventure. And most of our 8 weeks, we didn't know in the morning where we were going to spend the next night. And so I'm going to give some advice on how to travel by the seat of your pants, how you can still go to national parks, you can go to state parks, you can stay at Cracker Barrel parking lots, all kinds of fun places that you can go. And how do I figure out where we're going to spend the night with very little pre-planning? So if you have any questions about anything, including this type of RV or van life, please let us know. And we're going to share some surprises we learned
And
along the
some
way
tips.
and some tips. Jeff told me this morning he thought sharing surprises might be kind of fun. And I told him not to surprise me with his surprises, so that way I can be surprised with you guys too.
So hopefully I remember what they are. You texted me some reminders. Can you look on your phone?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, Roads of Life, Robert is in the house.
Yay! Hi, Robert.
And Jill.
All right. And Jill just got a brand new Embassy RV and just came back from her very first trip too. So I'd love to hear any tips that Jill figured out as well as a new van lifer.
She says, hi there, you must be exhausted. Yes, yes,
Jeff
I
is
am.
really tired. I will say, while we're traveling, we never know exactly where we're going to go or exactly what we're going to see and do. It's all a big surprise to us as we go.
We pretty much know what state we're in.
Yes. And then when Jeff's like, okay, it's about time we get back home, the last 3 days of our trip are mostly lots of miles on the road where we're not stopping to see a cave or something that's on a billboard that looks really interesting, where we truly want to just get home. So Jeff has done a lot of miles. Just 2 nights ago, we were at Devil's Tower in Wyoming. Oh my gosh, that was so cool, you guys. If you have never been to Devil's Tower, you need to go.
And we're going to put the video of our visits to lots of the places that we've been. Once we get home, I'll be able to produce those videos and post them.
Right. Because most of our traveling, well, we're really wanting to go see things and do things. And then when we put our head on our pillows at night, we're exhausted and we are out like a light. So it hasn't been real conducive yet for Jeff for doing videos on the road. Maybe in the future we will. We'll stay at places more for multiple nights in a row, so that way Jeff will have some downtime.
Head northwest toward Arizona 87 South.
I think your GPS is still trying to tell us we're getting home.
Oh my
So
gosh,
it was giving you advice on what road to take.
Wow. If it mentions something again, we're not moving yet.
Yeah, we're not moving.
Okay.
We are
Joe
far.
Richter said perfect topics. Let's see what other comments we have going on here. Rand Campbell's in the house.
Yay!
Wow. Sounds like an exciting trip.
Oh, we had so much fun. We saw a lot of national parks. We saw a lot of family, because when you're visiting family that live out of state, you don't see them very often, and sometimes never.
And if you're visiting someone, you usually have to fly, so you're at one location. And maybe you rent a car, but you know what? You're not going to travel from one state to another state. But really, an RV makes all of that possible to visit people you haven't visited for a long time.
For a long time.
Oh, and Roads of Life says worst experience, best experience, strangest experience, best
Ooh.
YouTube channel.
Roads of Life also has a really good YouTube channel. That's the reason we're in an embassy RV, is we watched a bunch of Robert's Roads of Life YouTube videos, and we're like, oh my gosh, that seems like such a cool band. That's what we want to do.
And Matilda McIntyre, greeting is from SoCal, but you know what? It actually is Southern California.
Oh, okay.
Darn that autocorrect.
Yes. And we haven't been to California yet with our band. Right now, I'm really concentrating on trying to go to every state that we've never been to, and also take this van even to states we've been to before we got the van, but have this particular van go to every state except we probably will do an Alaskan cruise and a Hawaiian cruise. We're not driving to Hawaii, that's for sure.
We're not going to get a ferry all the way to Hawaii.
No. But the 48 states that are close to each other, I want to be able to see all of them. And we figured out the other day, there's over 20 that we've been to already.
20 what?
I don't remember.
20 states?
20 states.
Yes, 20 states.
In this van.
20 national parks.
No.
20 states.
No, 20 states.
Right.
So
what was one of my reminders that you texted me?
Oh, okay, yes. Because it'll go with some of Robert's of best experiences and worst experiences kind of stuff.
She texted me so she could help me remember.
Yes.
And I'm using my phone right now for this video.
Oh, you have a Lavio tip.
I wonder what it was.
That's our toilet.
Oh, yes. Ready? Those of you who have a Lavio toilet, here's a tip for you. Well, when you get it all the way full and you go, oh, shoot, where do I throw away this cartridge that's full of crap?
Literally.
Okay, not necessarily crap. Okay, anyway, and if you're at a national park or a state park, normally they will have a dumpster, a trash station that you can go and wrap up your stuff appropriately and then dispose of it. But say you're not at a state park or you're not at a national park, here is secret advice that you may want to know. Are you ready? We have found in our travels that if you're getting gas, okay, everyone needs to get gas.
Right.
You can go to a Marathon gas station. They aren't everywhere, but they are in lots of places. Almost every Marathon gas station that we've gone past has a dumpster. In fact, it's a game now that Gina and I play. There's a Marathon gas station. Let's see. Does it have a dumpster?
Does it have a dumpster?
Look up on the side. There it is.
There it is. Not that we, every time we get gas, we don't need to dump our Lavio cartridge.
But if we
How
go, we
many
get gas.
cartridges did we do in 8 weeks? Now, 1 week we have to admit, 1 week we went on a cruise, our first ever cruise.
We did not bring the Lavio with us.
We did not bring the
on
Lavio.
cruise boat.
No, we actually left our van RV parked in my mom's driveway, and then we flew to Florida, to Fort Lauderdale, and then did a 4-night cruise to the Bahamas with a bunch of friends from the downsides. It was really fun.
Wow.
And then we flew back to my mom's house.
So we didn't use the Lavio that week.
Yeah.
But I think we brought, I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 cartridges and
Okay.
1 ring in case we needed to use the
Lavio
hack.
hack, which we do have a Lavio hack.
And we are still not done. We have one cartridge in there now, which is partially used, and one in the back
Hey,
there that's not
hey,
used
Jeff.
at all. Yeah.
Would it be okay if you went over and showed him what the
What the
cartridge looks like when you're close to being done?
Oh,
Might be kind of interesting. I would have liked to have known that.
yeah.
Um,
Okay. Oh, by the way, there was another item that was going to make sense, and I'll just tell about it right now as we head that direction about mental health.
oh, that's
Okay.
right. You
About
told me mental health.
Mental health in a van. Are you ready?
Sure.
The first tip is don't let Gina drive you crazy. No, that wasn't really it. What really was the first tip was that every morning I wake up, and when Gina gets up too, I make the beds and I set up the table for us to be able to have breakfast. I'm going to just show this right here. Okay, we have the table set up and we have our beds made. All the pillows and all those are hanging below. And here's my side for my twin bed. And we have a couple of twin beds all set up. So, you know what? If you're trying to live in a small space and it's kind of crowded, you can't really put a lot of stuff. I mean, you can store a lot of stuff, but not too much. If you had it totally cluttered to live in, you're not going to want to be in there.
Right.
So, my advice is to clean up every day. In fact, if you just have a little routine, like make the beds after we get out of them, and get the table set up so we'll have it ready for breakfast. It can make your mental health go nicely instead of
Yeah, because it makes you feel happy to be in your space.
right.
And Jeff in this van, he's very good at organizing. I'm not a very good organizer, but Jeff really is. And everything has a place. Like Jeff likes to wear these headlamps. He uses this for a flashlight, and he wants to be able to use it a lot. So we made here, pull off. We added this little anchor moments button with Velcro.
Leave that on there.
But this knob we got at IKEA, and it was very easy to drill a hole in this plastic and to put it in. And they were only like about $1 a piece at IKEA. But if we just had that, this is kind of slippery. And sometimes as it swings around when driving,
yeah.
it would fall off.
So I put the button on there.
Yeah, so you put a button. You could put any button.
Can
I
you
just
put it
happen
back
to
on?
have
It's
these.
making me a little
Oh,
crazy.
okay. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. See,
No,
he's a little bit of
yeah.
a neatnik too. That's
Okay.
why I would make the beds, but I don't make him as good as Jeff makes them, and he's kind of a fuss budget.
Fuss budget.
So
Okay,
now we
put it
learn
back on.
that we can be happy when we each do
I'll
what
be
we're
happy
most
when
talented with.
Yeah.
But anyway, we put Velcro on that back of that pin, and it makes it bigger. And then when we hang things, we can hang things on it.
Right. And she has
it doesn't-
hers
it
on
doesn't
her
fall
side,
off.
and
Yep.
your fan's over there.
Oh,
Right here.
also, this was big time helpful, you guys. These are rechargeable fans.
Right.
They are amazing, and they make you feel so much cooler. So you can have the air conditioning on, but also to have the fan blowing. And for this fan, what Jeff did as a modification, for all my friends who also have Embassy RVs.
This is a pull, like a drawer pull, like a handle for pulling a drawer out. It was from IKEA. I drilled a couple of holes in the back. I attached it right there because I needed something that was about this size and also straight so that these triangle shaped on this clip right here would hold onto it. So there it is. It's not permanently attached, but the fan isn't. But you can turn it on and you have low, medium, high, and off.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and
you're in charge of your fan.
Right.
And I'm in charge of my fan. Here's my hanging headband light. Okay, so you wanted me to show what again? What
The
cartridge
labio,
look like
the
when they're
labio
almost
cartridge.
full?
Yeah, when it's almost full.
Okay. Hold on.
And then you can tell about the hack we were gonna do if we thought we needed to have just one more night of camping and
Okay.
We didn't want to start a brand new cartridge and just have 1 day's worth of pee flushed, because we live in Arizona. Where we're going, it's going to be 115 degrees a lot of days left
You
this
can't
summer.
just leave your,
Yeah, and so
your
I just don't want
partially
to.
used cartridge in your van,
Yeah, just
Uh,
sitting for a month.
taking it out after all that heat.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so we didn't really want to waste it because they're about $20-some a piece. So you want to, you want to use it. You want to use it to last. So if we go for just a weekend, or if we need to extend our cartridge a little bit longer, Jeff will tell you about what his tricks are over there.
Okay. We have everything all kind of organized through over two. This is one way to have stuff organized. And down here, this is what it looks like. And there's still some space, but not a lot. So it came right down to it, Gina.
Yeah, we might have had one more night worth of being able to pee, and then we put the pee powder on it. Jeff pushes a
But
button and
I'm
it
not going to get
grabs
close, Gina. So what I did
because
is
we did one time I overfilled,
right.
and that wasn't fun. We've got a video of that mistake too. You can
Well,
look
I
at it
also
on the
bought
playlist.
some of these. These, let me turn to the front here. These are the kind of pads that you would put on a bed. Like say you have a child that sometimes makes mistakes, or you okay, maybe
Or an adult
maybe
who's
you're an adult
old
and
and
you have incontinence issues. There's these pads like this that you can use for like over on top of your bed. And so what I'm going to do, and I don't think I have those brought with me here. I used the shape of the labio. It's kind of like an octagon shape. I traced it over top of these pads and cut them so that I can just take.
Want me to hold it and you can give the example so they can see you?
Sure.
Okay, Jeff.
Okay. I don't know if these are exactly the right size,
Come
but I
up
was going to
closer.
start using these first.
Oh, the small trash bags?
Small trash bags.
Mhm.
Take one of those. Put it even with the other cartridge already in there that's mostly used up.
Yeah.
What I was planning to do is put the baggie in there around the ring. And then in the bottom, I was going to put one of these pads that's already cut to fit correctly right in the bottom. These are the same kind of material and stuff inside
Like
a
a diaper.
would be. So it soaks up what it is.
Mhm.
So then I take the bag out and it's been used already, just tie it or do the tie on top of it. And then it is a single, it's like taking a diaper, putting it into a plastic bag and dumping it
Throwing
wherever
it
you want.
away.
It's a single use. So it isn't carrying something that is 30 pounds worth of stuff.
Yeah.
It is actually quite easy. That was
So that'll be something that we'll do to extend the life of our, if we're getting really close and we're not home yet, and we still have a few more days, or just a day or two.
Right, 'cause
That's a hack.
because I think the toilet over there right now is as full as I want it to be before we.
Because it's not fun if you overfill it.
No.
We discovered that the hard way.
Okay. Let's see
The
what
first
else-
time we used it, actually.
Let's see what other comments there are. Sorry, Gina.
Oh, and while you get ready for that, you had mentioned mental health
Yes.
and surprises on the trip. On a serious note, I
didn't
did
mention
have.
the surprises yet.
Oh, well,
Oh.
I'm going to give you a surprise for me.
Okay.
One of my surprises on the trip is I forgot that I'm claustrophobic. I forgot that because I live in a house and I don't worry about being claustrophobic. And I can do elevators and elevators don't bother me. But I do have some issues with claustrophobia from when I was little. I lived in a house that one winter we ran out of heat in Illinois, and the heater broke, and it took quite a long time. At the time, my parents were renting the house, and it took quite a while for the landlord to fix it. And it was very, very cold. And so I had 6 blankets on my bed, and I used to sleep under the 6 blankets. But I had to make like a little, cave hole at the top, so my head would be kind of this way, but so that I could get air and breathe through that little bit of space. But every now and again, making the blanket have a hump, so it would have a little air hole going this way for me, it would collapse if I rolled over. And to sleep under 6 blankets, you get no air. And I would wake up, having to push the blankets off me and breathe really heavy, like, and get air. And then, but it was so cold, I'd have to still kind of try to put it over and leave like a little hole to breathe
Now,
through.
in the
But anyway,
van,
that's
you're not,
how
you're not sleeping with blankets over your head.
no, but that's where my claustrophobia, I know that's where my claustrophobia comes from, is when that would collapse. And I don't get, I mean, it's been years since I had anything with claustrophobia. I just forgot that I had it. And I woke up one night in the van when we were at the Embassy RV meetup in Elkhart this summer in June, which was a few days that I knew we were going to stay, because if you don't do that in advance, it sells out really fast.
Yeah.
So we did sign up for that on the first day to sign up. We
So
signed
some
up.
things are planned.
Yeah, so some things are
most of the
planned,
things were
but
not.
most of the weeks. So I only really had 2 weeks planned: the week that we were at meetup, and the week that we were on the cruise. And we had 6 weeks of not knowing where we were going to be each
But
night.
you kind of knew you wanted to go up through Michigan, you wanted to come down.
Yeah, and I wanted to see Minnesota. And then when we were in Minnesota, that's when people were telling us, "Oh, you got to do the North Shore. The North Shore is so fabulous." And then we did
From Duluth all the way up to almost Canada.
yeah, where you could see the border crossing.
Lake Superior.
Yeah, along Lake Superior. It was gorgeous. And do you know, you can get last minute reservations, because a lot of these really fabulous state parks that are on a Great Lake, yeah, they sell out the first days that it's opened 6 months in advance or whatever. They may sell out, but guess what? Life happens, and people who made plans 6 months ago to stay, well, they might have a wedding to go to all of a sudden, or a funeral to go to, or maybe they're sick, or maybe, I don't know, but something happens, and so then they'll make a cancellation. So you should try every day to have that opportunity. If you're in the area, try, because you never know. We have stayed at some amazing state and national parks on the same day that we tried. There'll be an opening. So don't give up. Always try for those as well. But when we were at the embassy meetup, in middle of the night, there was a lot of humidity on one of the nights, and the van got warm inside. And my nose got stuffy. And I woke up in the middle of the night in the dark, and I just burst out of the van, and I had to kind of push Jeff out of my way, because I had to get out as fast as I could so I could breathe. And then that was really scary. And then I thought, oh crap, because that's at the beginning of our trip. And I thought, how am I going to travel for 8 weeks that now that I'm afraid to breathe in the van, that there's not enough air in there. So oh gosh, Jeff had to pray with me outside to help
calm me down.
calm me down. And then when we were done praying, he went inside the van first, and he turned on the air conditioner. And with the air conditioner, I felt better, because it really wasn't that hot. No. So we turned off the air conditioner before we went to sleep, because it was kind of getting cold in the van. So we turned the air conditioner off. But in middle of the night, just our bodies and our breathing and stuff, it got a little bit warmer, and it had all that humidity, and my nose got stuffy. So I took a Benadryl to try to open up my air passages and the prayer. And then I had Jeff, we have a Blu-ray player and a TV in the Embassy RV. And we carry DVD discs, which we never watch at home anymore because we always do the streaming stuff. But you don't always get good internet that you could do streaming. But anywhere you go, if you have a DVD player or a Blu-ray player, as long as you bring movies along with you on the discs, you can watch some TV. And so I had Jeff play. We have all the episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond on DVD discs. It reminds me a lot of my family. I'm half Italian. My mom's not, and my dad's 100%. But anyway, watching though, Jeff put some of those on so I could watch some fun comedy while waiting for the Benadryl to open up my nasal passages. And with my fans blowing and the air conditioner on, I was able to breathe again and feel comfortable again.
It felt like you were getting new, fresh air.
Yeah. And then there were a couple other nights.
Because it was air conditioned and the fan was blowing right at you.
Yeah. And there was a couple other nights that my heart was starting to race a little bit when Jeff would turn the lights off and it'd be pure dark. And then I'd have to remind myself, yes, you can breathe. Yes, you can breathe. There's plenty of air in this fan. And then I said one night, I'm like, you know what? You don't have to follow me. I just need to go outside for a minute and then come back in. And when I could see that I could easily go outside and within 1 minute, I can be outside and then I could be back inside, I got over it. And now I'm fine again. So that was my mental health break. And that was a big surprise to me, is that I forgot that I was claustrophobic. But those are tips and tricks that got me through it. And yeah, every now and again, that thought comes to my mind. And when the thought comes to my mind, it makes my heart race at the same time. And then I just have to talk to myself about it. And prayer always helps me too, and pray about it. But if it's really bothering me, I just go outside for 1 minute and then I come back in.
Now, didn't you also sometimes just put your head through the curtain there?
Oh yeah. Sometimes I put my head through the curtain and you'd say, what are you doing? And I'd say, just give me a minute. Give me a minute.
More air over here.
Yeah. Well, no, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the door and knowing that I can leave. I can leave in just a second and give myself time to tell my brain, because most of my brain knows this is stupid. There's plenty of air in here. But there's that little scaredy part of my brain that's illogical, that makes me a little scared for no good reason. And so I didn't really have to go out, but I had to look at the door and know that I could go out. And that helped me with my claustrophobia.
So do you want to hear some more comments right now?
Sure.
Or would you like to?
And then, yeah, because we can answer some of their questions.
Okay, ready? We have Jill Amati says, were you able to book a spot in any national parks?
Pretty well. We didn't go to all the national parks, but we've had 3 big trips now. We did 6 weeks in the fall. We did with no reservations whatsoever for the fall one. We did 6 weeks, 6 or 7. I think we did 7 weeks in the spring, and then we just did this 8-week. When we did the 7-week one in the spring, we got to go to a national park by Pensacola, Florida, where it has the white sandy beaches and it has a private beach area. We stayed at Fort Pickens. That is an incredible national park. We ran into people who told us they did their reservations at least 6 months in advance. I mean, they did it a long time in advance, and we just lucked out. I think it was 2:00 that afternoon. We pulled over to the side of the road. In our Embassy van RV, the Ford Transit has AT&T Wi-Fi if the van is going and the engine's on. And so we took out the computer and checked at 2 in the afternoon, and there was one spot at that national
again.
park.
Okay.
There was one spot at that national park, and it was amazing. It had its own private beach. It was so awesome. But there was only one spot, but we got it, and we got it that day.
So what about the?
And then we went to the Wind Cave National Park, and Wind Cave National Park was in South Dakota. I think South Dakota. This is when we were going to Mount Rushmore. So at Wind Cave, we were able to get a spot last minute, not a problem. But we did try for the national park that's right next to Devil's Tower. It was sold out. It was sold out. We tried for the day of, we couldn't get
But
in.
you know what? That leads me to the other surprise that I was going to mention. I was very surprised at the number and the quality of state parks that are out there, and especially those that have a phone number you can just call
and talk to someone to make the reservation.
Right. And even if they have like a $10 convenience fee, oh my gosh, it sure did make it convenient, wouldn't you say?
Oh
You
yeah.
to talk to a human and ask questions like,
Do they have showers?
is there one that's closer to the bathroom?
Is there one that has partial shade?
Is there a shower? Are there flushing toilets?
Yes.
Those kind of questions.
Yeah. So that was really helpful. Also, as a surprise, and it was that time, we were looking for a place to stay by Devil's Tower, and it was the week before the Sturgis, where all the motorcycle people come through, and it was packed and everything was sold out. It was like crazy. And there was one night we were having a hard time finding a place, because I also do harvest hosts. But harvest hosts, some of them will do same day, where you were supposed to do it by 5 o'clock, because it will say same day by 5. Well, if they have a phone number and they're open till after 5, you could still call and ask if you can do it and let them know you're a harvest host member. But a lot of them, if it's like a farm or something like that, if it closes at 5, it closes at 5. You're not, you can't. And so I wasn't having any luck with harvest hosts. I wasn't having any luck. There was no Walmarts nearby that had overnight parking. There was no Cracker Barrels, which is another thing. I always check those.
Right?
I was having a hard time finding any rest areas that we could say, because I have an RV Parky app on my phone. We do Harvest Host, which is an app you pay for about $100 or so a year to use. And between those two, that usually pretty much does it for me. And usually between those two, I can find something. Oh, and then the recreation.gov website, which is
recreation.gov is not very easy to use by phone.
Yeah, it's much better to use with the computer.
And even if you're on the app, it's a small screen, so it's hard to see what you're looking at.
And I don't have that app on my phone. I should probably download that one. But anyway,
well, even still,
right.
You know what? It was a lot easier.
Recreation.gov with the computer. It's just so much easier. You can see each campsite. You can see what's open, what's closed. Also with recreation.gov, if you are 62 years or older, highly recommend get the senior lifetime pass. It's $82 right now in 2025. Who knows? It may be more soon, but right now in 2025, it's $82. You pay it one time, it lasts the rest of your life, and you get into all the national parks for free. And if you want to camp at a national park, it's half price
for the campsite.
It's amazing for the campsite. So it is the least expensive way for staying in a really nice park.
The entrance fee is waived.
Right.
But the camping fee is half.
Right. Like when we went to Devil's Tower, we got into Devil's Tower for free because Jeff has his senior pass. And the senior lifetime pass, sometimes they let the people that are in your party in for free too. So like going into Devil's Tower, you're a car. He shows his pass, we get in for free, or a van, but we're one vehicle. And he shows his pass and they say, yep, you're in for free. And boom, you are in for free. And I get it free too. And I'm not even 60 yet.
That's what happened at the the St. Augustine fort that we went to visit.
Yeah. And that was a walk-in.
Yeah.
And they, and I was with, one of my college one of my old college roommates, and both of us aren't even 60 yet, but we got in for free with Jeff's pass. They let all three of us in for free. It was really nice. So, I mean, it is super worth it.
Rob gives us thumbs up and saying that was a good tip. And Taz Bulldog, Life for the Bulldog, says, love you both.
Hey, Taz's mom. So thanks, and we love you too, Cindy. Also, so to continue that story, it is dark. We are leaving Devil's Tower, and
are you still in the story of?
We have no place to stay. We have no place to sleep.
So we were in Wyoming.
There's no campground because they're all sold out. There was no Cracker Barrels, no Loves. We stay at a lot of Loves truck stops.
There's only one Loves gas station in the entire state of Wyoming.
Oh my gosh! So there was no Loves. We were a little nervous because it was the first time ever flying by the seat of our pants. We had no place to stay. And then I remembered we met a lady at the last, I think it was at Wind Cave National Park.
Yeah.
When we spent the night there, we got to talk to a ranger. And that ranger, we were wearing our shirts where it said, Journey with Grace. And they said, is your van's name Grace? And I said, yes. And they said, that lady in that white van over there, she named her van Grace too.
2 spaces over from us.
Yeah.
We had no idea who she was.
And he said, you should go meet her. She's really nice. Too. Yeah. And she had a Ford Transit. It was white though. And her name is Barb, and she named her van Grace. So I talked to Barb, and Barb was new to van life, and she was 100% van life. So she gave up her sticks and bricks, and she was 2 months into her van adventure. And she told me how much she liked traveling in a Ford Transit and stealth camp. And I forgot about stealth camping. And she told me how she just goes all kinds of places. And she travels alone as a female traveler. And but she says God just opens up things for her, and she likes to volunteer too. She'll drive up to a nonprofit and she'll walk in and she'd say, would you like any volunteers today? And they were always really happy to greet her and give her something to do. So she wants to travel in God's grace and be his hands and feet on the earth. Isn't that cool? So anyway, I loved Barb, and that reminded me, that's right. We're in a van. We could try to stealth camp somewhere. And sure enough, as we were driving along, we ran into the Feel Good Cafe. And Jeff's going to...
We didn't run into it.
Well...
We turned into it.
We turned into it.
Into the parking lot.
Yeah. And they had a nice big parking lot.
Actually, we're driving by, and she says, let's stop here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I quickly turned in.
Yeah, because I realized there was no Harvest Host. There was no campgrounds that I could get into, and none of my usual freebies. No Loves, no Cracker Barrels, no Walmarts. Like, where am I going to go? And so we went to the Feel Good Cafe, and they had a big, beautiful parking lot. The cafe was closed because it was late.
Actually, this was right after Mount Rushmore.
Oh, that's right. It was after Mount Rushmore on our way to Devil's Tower.
Right.
But there was nothing in the Mount Rushmore area. Nothing. Last minute to be able to get into. Everything was sold out. And so we went to the Feel Good Cafe, and we stealth camped there.
We parked in their parking lot.
Parked in their parking lot. But in the morning,
nice level spots.
It was wonderful. And then first thing in the morning, we treated it like a Harvest Host, and we went into the Feel Good Cafe, and they were just, it's so stinking cute in there. Seriously, I'm looking forward to Jeff creating a little video because I took some little video clips and things in there. It was crazy cute inside.
And it was like a little Bavarian cafe.
Yeah, and it was right next to a Bavarian inn, and the owners owned both. And some people that were there, everyone there was just so friendly, and they said that that the owners live in the Bavarian inn, and they take care of that and the cafe. So I gave them a 5-star rating on Google.
Yeah, treat people nice who treat you nice.
Yeah, and then we're going to be putting a video up once Jeff gets home and starts editing videos. We'll put up a little video about the Feel Good Cafe.
Wasn't there already another RV in the parking lot when we pulled up? Or did
No,
they
not
came
that
after
place.
us? They probably saw, hey, look.
Yeah,
they're parked.
Yeah, when we went in there, there was nothing in that parking lot. We were the first vehicle in. We were able to stay, and it was fine. I did sleep with pants and a shirt on versus my pajamas, just in case we got a knock on the door, from someone saying, "What are you doing here?" Um, uh, but nobody knocked on the door, and we did have breakfast in the morning. But it was really neat meeting Barb and hearing her stories, and then remembering this was one of the reasons we got an Embassy RV. On the outside, it looks like a passenger van. There's nothing on the roof. There's no weird swirls on it that says, "Hey, I'm an RV." It's just a plain silver passenger van on the outside, and all the goodies are on the inside. And so it's really is not too bad to be able to stealth camp at it. And so remembering that, I will be doing more stealth camping in the future. And but yeah, that was the only time that it was a little scary going, uh-oh, where are we gonna stay?
By the way, Roads of Life, Robert says, here's the secret to a successful marriage, Jeff. When you wake up every morning, look deeply into your wife's eyes and say, ... Want to hear the rest of that story? Hold on. I'm sorry, dear.
Is that what Susan gets to wake up to every day?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, that's funny.
And there's a comment from. Hold on. From Taz Bulldog, Mom.
Hey, Cindy.
Says, yes, that's what we do daily when out in our rig. Well, I think that means putting everything in order.
Yeah.
Cleaning up and making the beds. Yes.
Yeah. And
so it's a fun
really
place to
nice.
be inside of.
Keeps the feng shui all great.
And Jill says, we got those fans. Thanks for that advice.
Oh yeah, these are wonderful.
We're a fan.
We are a huge fan of these fans. Jeff, do we have these fans on our Amazon Anchor Moment store? We don't sell them per se, but we do have a favorites list. And if you go to Amazon.com, I think /shop/Anchor Moments, you'll be able to see we have one playlist that's all the fun things that we like for van life and RV stuff. And then we also have stuff for my other YouTube channel, Anchor Moments, without the RV on it. There's a lot of health kind of videos on there. I go live every Monday when I give myself my Manjaro shot. I have type 2 diabetes, and this Manjaro shot is fantastic. It's made my A1C be 5.6, which is normal, which is amazing. Since I started at 10.2, which was double blood sugar, and I could lose kidneys and stuff. So it's got my blood sugar under control, but it also helps with appetite control. And a lot of people will take it and they'll take the Zepbound version, which is the same medication, but they'll take it just to battle obesity. And so I go live every Monday and I share how much weight I've lost and tips and tricks and things that I'm finding that I'm eating that helps me. And anyway, I also have some things that I like baked scoops. I love those. They're tortilla chips shaped like the scoop, but they're baked and they're only 110 calories when you get them in these cute little individual size bags. And we get those on Amazon too. You get a big case of them.
So we have a lot of things
There's
on
things like that.
our Amazon store.
Yeah.
But we make, if you decide to buy something and you have started there from your search, we get a teeny little percent. I don't know exactly what it is.
Jeff hasn't
also,
actually totally finished signing up for that or
yes,
doing all the little things for that.
We haven't gotten paid yet.
Yes, he has to put our bank thing in there.
But they know how much
we'll be getting at some point.
Rose of Life says, so based on 16 flushes per cartridge, it costs about $1.25 per flush. Well, here's the deal, Robert. It all depends on how much you pee.
Yeah.
We usually try to keep that for peeing, but I mean, we've done it for number 1 and number 2, but mostly we just number 1.
Yeah, because it's usually middle of the night.
And
because we'll do free flushes during the day.
If you had a lot to drink before
toilets.
then, I'm talking even just water here, that it can use up more space. But also the thing that I was showing you with those incontinence pads, you unfold those pads to a big flat thing, and it's like a cookie cutter. You can cut out like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 different absorbent pads that could go onto the bottom of those trash bags I was showing you earlier, the small ones. So yes, it could be $1.25 for the standard Lavio cartridge, depending on how much you pee or how little. And the other hack, I don't know the exact dollar figure, but you know what? One of those bags and just a cookie cutter one piece in the bottom there is a lot cheaper than one diaper. Yeah. And I looked at the price of all these various things I could possibly use in order to absorb the number 1.
There, let him. There you go. I'll hold this while you talk.
I'm done. Okay. See what else do we Jill says, does your Lavio have a line when it's almost full?
It's supposed to.
You
know what? Can you see if there is a line? I've never seen the line.
Over here, Jim.
Yeah.
I think that there is.
There's supposed to be a red line. Go ahead.
Say you just peed a little tiny bit every day. You did a little tiny bit, and then you did 16 flushes. Then you'll see the line. Let's say you did 5 big pees. And boy, did you
drink a lot of water.
You had to pee there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, by volume, it could take up, maybe it just does 6 pees there. And okay, it's probably more than 6. Maybe
no.
10.
Yeah. Because remember, we usually do.
But the thing is, if you have that many pees, say you just have 6 pees, but you used up all the volume, you're not going to see the line because it didn't pull it down from the top yet. And it would do that after 16 times. I think that's probably there as a maximum because it will pull down after every flush. And if you did that all the time through.
Take a peek and see if you can see the line.
No, I can't. I already.
Oh, okay. You looked and you can't see the line. Okay. I've never seen what that line looks like.
Okay, so the thing is, volume is what makes the most difference.
Yeah.
Not whether the length
how many
from here
flushes,
to here and where the line is. Because if you did this much volume of peeing, maybe it didn't pull through 16 times like that. It only pulled through 10 times. And it's done, but you still have the same amount of volume.
Yeah, but wouldn't it have the line? It doesn't matter how many times. It's not like it's the 16th time, then it knows, oh, I'm going to quick draw a red line.
I actually think the red line is telling you,
it's
hey,
supposed to be at the top of the.
Gina, do you remember?
Thing.
Have you ever been in a store where they had the cash registers and they had the little receipts and stuff, or even a calculator? Remember those calculators, the printing calculator, and it shoots a little paper up.
Yeah.
And then when the paper starts getting red at the end, oh, I'm almost out of paper.
Right.
Well, you're not going to have any more paper, just like this. But you'll see the line. There's not going to be any more being pulled down. Yeah. That doesn't mean it was 16 flushes.
Okay.
Okay. Here.
All right.
I'm done with that one.
All right. So I was going to say, if you have something else, I'll flip it so they can see you chat.
Some hellos and uh-oh. Yeah, and Robert says, 18 minutes until toilet talk.
Hey, we did pretty good.
Okay.
Wasn't in the first two.
And Robert says, I live with my wife. I can't have a night where we don't know where we are going to sleep. Yes. And let's see, what else we got? Roads of Life. But then again, I love planning.
He does. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys, funny story, a funny Roads of Life story. My buddy Robert, when we were going to come out, I was a little nervous going to Florida in March because I'd already heard that all the really great parks, they let the Florida residents have first dibs on. And then when they're done with their dibs, they open it up to everybody else and everything sells out like this. You know, I don't know if it's 6 months in advance or a year in advance. I just know everything's supposed to sell out pretty quick. And March is their busiest, best month of weather. We got the spring breakers and everything. And I thought, uh-oh, can we fly by the seat of our pants to Florida? You know, will that be okay? So on that trip, we did have the Ocala Embassy RV meetup, and we did that in advance and paid for that in advance and knew that those 2 or 3 nights were taken care of. And we tried for Peace, Love, and Vans, didn't get a spot. So I did a day use pass, but I just didn't know. And all the southern states that we're going to go through from Arizona to Florida, it's March, it's warm, it's not snowy. Are they going to be all packed? Is it going to be too hard? So Robert let us see one of his past trips that he had done to his embassy. I don't think I've ever left.
32.
Oh my
Fill up with
gosh.
gas. 11:38.
Eat lunch
Drive
at
to the-
such and such place.
Oh, he also said he loves making spreadsheets.
Oh my gosh, his spreadsheet was so detailed. And it was funny. It was like 11:38. It wasn't even like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I mean, it was to the minute of where he was going to go, what he was going to do, and then a list of all the things that he wanted to see in that town. It was crazy amazing, but it's so not us. Like, I wouldn't know, did we wake up in time? Because if we can sleep in, we're going to sleep in, you know? So if we get a night that we can sleep in, then we would be leaving later.
That doesn't fit very well on a spreadsheet.
No. We really kind of fly by the seat of our pants. But it is nice every now and again, if you're going to pick a park that you know is really like Yellowstone, I hear fills up pretty quickly. We didn't go to Yellowstone this trip. We're going to try for it a different trip, but I might look in advance and see. But if it's all sold out, I'll still try the day of and the day before, because maybe there'll be a cancellation, and see what else is in the area of Yellowstone. You know, is there a Cracker Barrel that allows overnight parking? Is there a Walmart? Is there a Love's truck stop? Is there a Harvest Host? You know, and see what other things are also available.
Barb, Health at Any Cost, says, it sounds like an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What are you supposed to say to that, Gina? What are you supposed to say?
Right, only twice.
No, that's not it.
What?
That's not it. Panic. Who said panic? Okay, we like to talk in movie quotes sometimes.
Yes.
If you know what movie that line is from, Panic. Who said panic? Put it in the comments if you recognize that movie quote.
So we did have 2. Actually, on this trip, we had 2 panic attacks. So the one
Panic
was when after Mount Rushmore, leaving Mount Rushmore, and it was dark, and none of my there was nothing on RV parking that would work. Everything was sold out, or there wasn't a rest area. There wasn't some of these other things that you could just go to that you don't need reservations. So that was a little scary, but that's when we found the Feel Good Cafe. And I remembered what Barb with the other Grace van told me, that she stealth camps.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, let's stealth camp. And we did find a really nice place. But there was a little word. That was the only time that I was like, ugh. And then the second time happened before then. I did a live, so you can see it happen in real time. We did a live at the something falls.
Something falls.
Minnehaha. It had a funny name, Minnehaha.
Oh, yes.
At Minnehaha Falls, we did a live in both channels at the same time. I thought it'd be kind of fun, and it was
And what
so
happened?
beautiful. And there was still daylight when we started it, but the sun was starting to set. And then all of a sudden, it was getting dark. And Jeff said, "Uh-oh, Gina, what time does the park close?" And the state park we were staying at closes at 10 o'clock. And we were an hour away from that park. And it was like 9:40.
Just to clear that up, most parks that you will go to, even if they have a gate that closes it, I mean, if they have a gate, they don't close you in and you can't get in or out. Although we have, one of the first times we drove our van out to a state park in Arizona, it did actually close their gate after a certain time of night. I don't remember why, but they did.
They did.
So that's what kind of freaked me out.
Yeah. So we were afraid. And so you get to see my face on the live where I'm smiling. All of a sudden, oh, we got to go.
So were you panicked?
A little bit.
Or Barb Help at Any Cost says, claustrophobia.
Yeah, I was a little bit, and so we quickly went back in the van. And as we were driving there, I was calling the park because it wasn't 10 o'clock yet, and no one was answering the phone. And I left him a voice message saying, we already paid for tonight. Because actually, it was one of the parks that was so nice. We stayed more than one night at it. And it was like our second night. And so it already had been reserved for us. We already paid for it for the second night. But letting them know we need to come, we're trying to come back in and we're going to get there after 10. Is there going to be a problem? Let me know. This is my number to see if they could call me back. But they were
so nice. They called you back the next day. And they were so helpful.
But I told Jeff to drive anyway, because I'm like, well, what if the gate isn't locked?
Right.
And if the gate's not locked, we know what our campsite is. We can just drive into our campsite.
Right.
But then I was planning that if the gate was locked, I was looking on the sides of the roads and stuff and planning to see, is there a Walmart or is there a gas station? Is there a Love's? Is there something else that we could go to if we can't get back in the campground? But the gate was unlocked. They told me they only locked that gate up in the wintertime. When they're totally 100% closed.
LA for Dreams, Lori Ann says, hello, you all from Massachusetts. Much love.
Oh, that's a state I've never been to. I've never been to it in the van, and I've never been to it any other time in my life. But it is on my bucket list to go there. I hear it's beautiful.
And did we have, I think that's all the comments.
Is that all the comments?
Were there any other topics that were on the list that you texted to me?
Let's see. Any other topics? Oh.
Remember you texted to me? Remember?
I do remember. You had a wet clothing tip.
Oh, yes. You know what? Why don't you hold this?
Yes.
All right.
There we go.
Don't push these buttons.
Okay. What's your wet clothing tip, Jeff?
Now, you know what? There are people who like to go to a campsite or a park that has a swimming pool. You know who one of those people are, Gina? Yeah. Gina likes to swim. But then you have a wet towel, and you have a wet swimming suit. And you got to figure out, what are you going to do with this inside of a van? And you can't just hang a clothesline, but maybe you can do something similar. So I'm going to bring this over, okay? We have two things in here. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe I should hold this up over there. But these kind of hangers are great, because then you can find a place to hang something like this and put it on these little clips, and let it drip down. I squeezed, this one was totally soaked.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, this
squeezed it
one
all
I had to
out.
wash it because I had a stain on it. So I just washed it in the sink with a little bit of Dawn,
So it was all
and the
wet,
stain came out.
squeezed it all out. What did I squeeze it into? I have one of these that we brought with us, and I took this and put it there on the floor, right underneath where this was hanging, so that all the water would drip down inside.
And you put a that doesn't normally come with an Embassy RV, but you
right.
put up
Let me go ahead and,
show them the modification we did.
yeah. One thing I did, because on this side over there and on this side over here, you can see it better over here because there's some light. There is a fuzzy, it's fuzzy. It's kind of like the fuzzy side of Velcro. Well, I used that to my advantage. I took an expandable shower curtain rod, and on the end I put the other side of Velcro stuff so it would stick right on there and stick right on here. And this is now a curtain rod that I can hang stuff from. And when we have our towels, the camp towels that we have, camping towels, they have a little strap up here, but I could have used that one of those hanger things as well. But I can move these things around and let them drip down into the bucket at the bottom. And you know what? Pretty soon they're all dry. That was one of my tips.
Yeah, that's a great tip, Jeff.
So
And
whether you're washing
RV
something, whether
modification.
you are swimming, whether you just got wet out in the rain, you can hang your stuff inside and you can let it drip down on into a bucket that you can empty later.
All right.
I think that,
But that-
oh, was that everything?
If that was, you know what? If
Save
there's
some for
anything
next
else-
time, Jeff.
Yeah. We were thinking it may be kind of fun to get to know people on our Embassy RV subscribers and stuff too, to be able to do a live every week where you can ask us any questions and we can share any tips, tricks, funny stories, anything special that we've learned along the way.
You know what? I was going to tell about some organization tips and for items you're carrying with you in the van and how to determine whether you need them or whether you don't need them, or how to make sure
That'd be a
you
good
optimize
video
your
in the future.
space.
Yeah.
And so maybe I'll hold that thought for the next episode.
Yeah, for the next episode. And
we'll be home, so I won't be holding the camera like this. It'll be on the computer.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank everybody that came on today to be with us. And if you're watching this on replay, I always love hearing your comments, and I will respond to those as well. So
there are a couple more comments.
Oh, okay. What do you got?
I can't see. Hold on. Would you hold this for a second?
Sure. Oh.
Sorry. John M says, how did the upgraded split AC work out?
That is a great question. So right now we're
in Arizona.
We're in Arizona, but Payson was having a warm day today.
It got up to 92.
It is, oh my gosh, Jeff.
What is it?
It is 95 degrees,
95 degrees
in Payson right now. And we have our air conditioner on. Now, the reason I have the windows closed is I didn't want the sun to be baking in on us. Otherwise, I would have the windows open for you to be able to see beautiful Payson behind us. But we are parked. We're actually in the parking lot of the restaurant we ate at, and we're in full sun, and it's 95 degrees outside, full sun, and we're doing okay. I will tell you though, Dawn, there is a special trick though. We went to the restaurant and we were, I don't know, it was about an hour that we were inside. So that means that the van was sitting out here in the full sun in 95-degree heat, getting hotter, 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 hotter. When we came into the van, we opened up
the curtains.
We opened up the curtains.
We turned on the cab air conditioning, and I turned off the vents that were pointing away from coming this direction and just left the ones on that were pointing at this at
Yeah,
the
that
living
were straight through.
space.
So we opened up these curtains and we turned on our back of the house split air system on with the regular you know uh, with the engine on with those air conditioner as well. We had these fans on, drawing in the cold air from here and helping to blow it this way to try to cool the van off. And so we did that while Jeff was making the thumbnail and getting everything ready to go live on both of our channels. So we were doing that as well. And that really cools the van off fast. So if I'm going to be somewhere where it's really hot and I've got to cool the van down, we can always turn on the engine for a little bit with the other. Another thing that we notice that helps is if you've run the split AC for a long time, that sometimes it's good to turn it off for a little bit and just have your regular fan on for a little bit and then turn it back on again. So that way it doesn't freeze up
I
or
think we're
whatever.
still experimenting with that.
We're still
because actually,
experimenting.
I think it worked out just fine. In fact, we were getting too cold last
Yeah.
night, and we had to turn it off a couple of times because it was getting too cold.
Right.
Especially with,
But at
with our
nighttime, you
fan
don't have the
blowing out.
sun
Exactly.
baking,
Right.
and it's always good if you can park in the shade anytime and when you're looking for a campsite, if you're between two sites and one of them has full shade or partial shade, you want to go with as much shade as possible versus sitting out in pure sunshine.
Now, one other thing that I noticed was the thermostat, when you punch the little buttons for going up and down.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the numbers that are showing there don't bear a lot of resemblance to reality.
Oh yeah, you gotta open the.
I open this up and I use these buttons. Right now I have it set to 62 and I have the fan on medium. I can have low, medium, or high. I find that low or medium work better than trying to put it on high. And there's on and off right there. So it thinks right now that our pantry, I think, is 85 degrees. It doesn't feel like 85 degrees in here. And I set the thermostat to 62 degrees. And I don't think it's going to get down to 62 degrees. But I would say make sure
sunshine.
that you put that number down low enough that it's not going to overtax your AC, I don't think. But like I say, we're still experimenting. But I don't think that those.
We didn't have any problems this trip, though.
Yeah.
I will say, though, for those of you who are Embassy RV owners, and we have the Dolphin S design is our model. We upgraded our split AC when we went back to Embassy in November, and they put in bigger fans that are quieter, so that way the split air conditioner would be quieter, but also with the bigger fans, the hopes that it would cool things down a little better and be more efficient. And we didn't have any problems this summer. So far, so good.
Oh, and Matilda McIntyre says, one thing I do is download movies on my iPad before I leave home. I can watch them on the TV in my rig. They expire after 30 days, but you can download more when you have internet somewhere. Now,
that's a really good idea for taking on airplanes too.
Now, we don't have the Apple experience. We have Android, but I think that possibly could be the same with things like Amazon.
Like that.
What's it called? Amazon Prime.
Yeah, probably.
And Pamela Nelly.
Hi, Pam.
Hello, glad to see you both. Sorry, I didn't want to skip you there. Help at any cost. Lorianne here for 2 seconds. Okay. And Taz the Bulldog says Overland, Overlander.
Oh yeah, that's a good app too. I don't have that one yet, but I've heard good things about it.
Oh, and she says is good too.
Okay.
And
Oh,
more great
and I
tips.
am we're going home tonight, and I had applied to be a member of my local Elks Club, and they accepted me. And as they said, you know, as soon as you get home, I have to be initiated in. But what's neat, if you're an elk, there are Elks lodges all over the United States, and you can stay at an elk lodge in their parking lot if you have an RV. So that's going to open up more opportunities for us as well. And some of them have full hookups, but if they have full hookups, you know, you're paying a little, I don't know how much, but a little bit something a night to use hookups, but we don't need the hookups in our van. We can dry camp anywhere. So I'm really looking forward to adding Elks to our list of places. There's even an Elks Club here in Payson. So I'm really excited about that too. So we'll have to come back in August.
Jill Amati says we have an SSD, like a hard drive that is single solid state drive hooked up to a Mac Mini and have tons of shows and videos recorded.
Yeah, which just makes it great. Because if anything that's happened and your heart's racing a little bit, or if you have some insomnia or something, it's always nice to be able to watch a show to relax again, quiet the monkeys in your brain that are keeping you awake. Those crazy thoughts and relax and sleep.
She also says BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, places you can camp for free out west. It's federal land. And right, that's not as prevalent in the east, but it is a lot in the west.
Yeah, and there's some of that in Arizona too.
Right.
I'm not sure exactly where every place
and
is.
Roxanne Reistad says, "Hi, Jeff and Gina. Nice to meet you at Fort Pickens.
Yeah,
so glad you got that far up on the North Shore in Minnesota."
And we were so glad. So Roxanne, she stayed there for like almost a month. And she absolutely loved it. And when we met her on the beach, there was only maybe 4 or 5 vans on this entire huge beach, and 2 of them were Embassy RV. She was our first
sighting in the wild.
Sighting in the wild of another Embassy RV van. It was so fun seeing you, Roxanne.
And Robin Lockwoods is in the house.
Hey, Robin! And I got a really good interview of Robin too. Jeff, we've just been driving every day and seeing things every day. So Jeff hasn't had a chance to have good, solid internet to upload that video. But we're going to do that when we get home.
I would rather spend the time when we're traveling, enjoying traveling, instead of
working,
editing,
doing all that editing.
Do that at home.
Yeah. So there's going to be lots of really good videos coming.
Time for a spreadsheet with a number of flushes, cost, how long it lasts, volume.
Oh,
yes.
No.
Oh, yes. I need to measure. Gina, from now on, we have to measure all of our P and standard deviation and bar charts. Thank you, Robert.
Oh, no.
And
oh, goodness.
And Roads of Life says also, Minnehaha is a fictional Italian or Indian woman from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's 1855 epic poem, The Song of Hiawatha.
Oh, I did not know that, Robert. That little known
fact. I didn't know for sure if I should trust what he's saying.
You never know, Robert.
Yeah.
That waterfall was amazing. It was amazing. So if you didn't get a chance, check out that video because it's really fun and really beautiful.
And Robin says, Minneapolis is not good to be out after dark. I was concerned about that for you guys walking that.
But we did okay. We did okay. But I always appreciate your prayers, Robin. Always.
And she says also, heat index here is 105. Humidity and dew point is awful. You guys were out
just in time.
We're here on a few good days.
Yeah, it was wonderful. When we were in Minnesota, the weather was fantastic. Especially, and then when it got kind of hot in the lower parts of Minnesota, that north shore was fabulous. We'd even had to wear our jackets at night. It was wonderful, super cool, super beautiful. Those state parks are just incredible.
And we
in
will have
Minnesota.
a number of videos about the
Yes.
state parks that we went to visit and can recommend to you.
Absolutely.
And that was probably my biggest surprise, is that I know about that. I know about national parks. I knew about national parks,
Mhm.
but I didn't know how many state parks were out there. In fact, if you're driving along a highway, it's amazing. Just watch out the signs going by. This state park, that state park, another state park, another state park after that. It's just kind of amazing.
Yep, and they were
And-
really beautiful.
And
They were
calling them at
nice.
the last minute was the best way to do it, because we were able to get what we needed, and it actually helped the state park too, because they had a cancellation. They're not going to have anybody be able to fill that spot, so it's a win-win.
Yep, it was.
Do you have anything else you want to say, Gina?
No, I think this is pretty good. I need to go home and get a shower.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So we'll share more tips and tricks and fun things and adventures. Next week we'll go live again. We're going to figure out what day of the week we would like to do a steady live each week on our Embassy RV YouTube channel. Just like on my Anchor Moments channel, I go live usually Sunday afternoons with our weight loss book club. We do one chapter a week of a book. And then Monday nights when I give myself my Manjaro. And tomorrow is my birthday, and I plan on doing Manjaro Monday Live. I might be able to do it at my normal time, which is 5 o'clock Arizona, 7 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. We're going to go out to dinner with my son, so I still might be able to do it in my normal time. But it'll be exciting to be back home where I have good internet and much easier to do my lives on that channel. But I did it on both because I was surprised how much there are blank spots in the United States where you can't get Verizon. Because they used to say,
you don't see human
hear me
beings,
now?
Gina.
Do you hear me now? Do you hear me now? Remember those Verizon commercials? Well, let me tell you, there's a lot of state parks and a lot of places that can't hear anybody, that there's no cell service. So that was a surprise to me, is how many places don't have cell service. So it made it really hard for doing some of my lives when I normally go at my normal times. But I'm going to be back on track starting tomorrow. So anyway, thanks everybody for listening this far. If you listened this much, give me a camping emoji, maybe a fire emoji, or a campground emoji, or anything having to do with camping.
Maybe
throw
a campfire,
throw an emoji in
not
there.
a fire. Yeah,
It's like, wow.
that campfire would be better.
Yeah.
Maybe marshmallows or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, everybody, hold on to your anchor moments and make it a great day. Bye-bye.